The coffee had gone cold an hour ago. Emma sat at the kitchen table, staring at the mug. She'd microwaved it twice already. The third time felt pathetic, so she just held it, letting the ceramic chill seep into her palms. It was 11 p.m. David wasn't home yet. She checked her phone. No messages. She opened their joint bank account app, something she did more out of habit than necessity. David handled the money. He always had. He was better at it, he said. She'd believed him. The screen loaded. Account closed. Emma blinked. Refreshed. The words didn't change. She tried logging in again. Same result. She called the bank's automated line and entered their account number from memory. This account has been closed as of today at 3:47 p.m. Her throat tightened. She texted David. The account is closed. The message delivered. No response. She waited 20 minutes, then called. Voicemail. Emma set the phone down carefully, as if it might shatter. Her hands were shaking, but she didn't notice. She was too busy trying to remember if David had mentioned anything. A bank switch? A new account? Had she forgotten? No. She would have remembered. The front door opened at 11:40. David walked in, loosening his tie, looking exhausted. He didn't meet her eyes. Hey, he said. David. Her voice came out steadier than she felt. Why is our account closed? He stopped. His jaw worked for a second. I was going to tell you. Tell me what? I opened a new one. Better interest rates. I'll add you tomorrow. You closed our account without telling me. I'm telling you now. We have auto-pay from that account. Our mortgage. I moved everything over. It's fine. Then why didn't you tell me? David exhaled through his nose, that specific sound he made when he thought she was being difficult. Because I knew you'd overthink it. It's just a bank account, Emma. She stared at him. To the husband she'd been married to for 9 years. The man who used to hold her face when he kissed her, who used to ask about her day. Can I have the new account info? She asked quietly. Tomorrow. I'm exhausted. He walked past her, toward the bedroom. Emma sat back down at the table. The coffee mug was still in her hand. She didn't sleep that night. The next morning, David left for work before she woke up. She found a note on the counter. New account info is in the office filing cabinet. Top drawer. D. She went to the office. Opened the drawer. Empty. She checked the other drawers. Nothing. She texted him. There's nothing in the filing cabinet. 20 minutes later, wrong drawer. Try the desk. She tried the desk. Nothing. It's not here. No response. Emma stood in the office, heart pounding in a way that felt too big for the moment. It was just a bank account. Just paperwork. But it didn't feel small. She called the bank directly. Got a representative. Hi, I'm trying to access an account my husband opened yesterday. Emma Torres. Let me check. What's the account number? I don't have it. He opened it, but I should be listed. Typing sounds. I'm seeing an account opened yesterday under David Torres. But you're not listed as a joint owner. That's a mistake. We're married. All our accounts are joint. I understand, but this one is individual. Only his name. Emma's stomach dropped. Can you add me? You'd need to come in with him, or he'd need to request it. She hung up. Her hands were shaking again. David came home late that night. Again. Emma was waiting. I called the bank, she said. He set his briefcase down. Okay. I'm not on the account. I told you I'd add you. When? When I have time, Emma. Jesus. I'm working 14-hour days right now. You had time to close our joint account. His face hardened. Are you seriously doing this right now? Doing what? Acting like I'm hiding something. It's a bank account. You're being paranoid. The word hit like a slap. I'm not paranoid. I'm asking why my husband suddenly removed my access to our money. My money, David said quietly. The room went still. He caught himself. Blinked. I didn't mean. You did. Emma. Get out. He stared at her. What? Get out. He left. Emma sat on the floor of the living room and cried in a way she hadn't since her mother died. Big, ugly sobs that made her ribs hurt. She didn't know it yet, but that was the last time she'd cry over David. 3 days later, she got a call from a number she didn't recognize. Mrs. Torres? Yes. This is Gregory Hahn. I'm an attorney with Hahn and Associates. Do you have a moment? Emma's pulse spiked. Is something wrong? Not exactly. I'm calling regarding an estate matter. Specifically, the estate of Miriam Castellano. Emma froze. Miriam. Her grandmother's sister. Great-aunt Miriam, who'd lived in Portugal for 40 years, who sent birthday cards with $5 bills inside until Emma turned 18. Is she? She passed 6 months ago. I apologize for the delay in reaching you. The estate was complex. Oh. Emma sat down. I didn't know. You were listed in her will. I was? Yes. Some documents require your signature. Is there a time you could come to our office? What kind of documents? Inheritance paperwork. Asset transfers. Emma's mind was blank. Assets? Yes. I'd prefer to discuss details in person. Would Friday work? She agreed, mostly because she couldn't think of a reason not to. When she hung up, David was standing in the doorway. He'd moved back in 2 days ago. They hadn't spoken much. Who was that? He asked. A lawyer. His face changed. A lawyer? My great-aunt died. She left me something. Left you what? I don't know yet. David's expression smoothed out. He stepped closer. That's. I'm sorry. I know you were close to her. They hadn't been. Not really. But Emma didn't correct him. The lawyer wants me to come in on Friday. I'll come with you. No. He stopped. Emma, if it's legal stuff, you should have someone. I said no. She walked past him, into the bedroom, and locked the door. Friday morning, Emma dressed carefully. A gray blouse. Black pants. She hadn't worn anything but leggings in weeks. The law office was downtown, in a building with marble floors and too much air conditioning. Gregory Hahn was older, maybe 60, with kind eyes and a firm handshake. Thank you for coming, Mrs. Torres. He led her to a conference room. Spread out on the table were folders, documents, and photographs. Before we begin, I want to confirm, were you aware of your great-aunt's financial situation? Emma shook her head. Not really. I knew she lived in Portugal. That's about it. Gregory nodded slowly. Your great-aunt was a very private woman. But she was also extraordinarily wealthy. Emma blinked. What? She owned property. Investments. Art. When she passed, the estate was valued at approximately $18 million. The room tilted. 18 million. Yes. And she left the majority of it to you. Emma couldn't breathe. She had no children. No surviving siblings. You were her closest living relative. She'd been planning this for years. Gregory slid a document across the table. This is the transfer paperwork. Once you sign, the assets will begin moving into accounts under your name. Properties will be retitled. It'll take a few months to finalize everything, but the primary liquid assets, about 11 million, can be transferred within 2 weeks. Emma stared at the paper. Why didn't she tell me? Gregory smiled sadly. She said she wanted you to have a life that was yours first. Not built on her money. She kept track of you, though. I have letters she wrote, never sent, about you. She was very proud. Tears blurred Emma's vision. There's one condition, Gregory added. What? She requested that the inheritance remain in your name only. Not joint. Not accessible to anyone else unless you choose. She was very specific about that. Emma's throat closed. Did she know about David? She knew you were married. I don't know what she knew about him. But her instructions were clear. Emma picked up the pen. She signed. She didn't tell David. Not that day. Not the next. She came home, made dinner, and asked about his work. He answered in clipped sentences, distracted. Everything okay? She asked. Fine. It wasn't fine. She could see it in the way he kept checking his phone, the way he flinched when it buzzed. 2 weeks passed. The money was transferred. Emma opened a new bank account, private, just hers, and watched the number appear on the screen. $11,247,000. She sat in the bank parking lot and stared at it until her vision blurred. That night, David came home smiling. Hey, he said, actually meeting her eyes for the first time in weeks. Hey. I was thinking we should go out this weekend. Somewhere nice. Just us. Emma's stomach twisted. Why? Because I've been shitty lately. I know that. I want to make it up to you. She looked at him. Really looked. Did something happen? What? No. He ran a hand through his hair. I miss you. Liar. She didn't say it out loud. But she knew. Okay, she said. Saturday, they went to an expensive restaurant that David couldn't actually afford. Emma knew because she'd been paying attention now. Really paying attention. Over wine, he reached across the table and took her hand. I've been thinking, he said. About us. About the future. Okay. I think we should start over. Fresh. Maybe move. Get out of this city. Move where? I don't know. Somewhere quieter. We could buy a house. Something big. With land. Emma sipped her wine. That sounds expensive. We'd figure it out. With what money? David's smile faltered. We'd save. Or maybe, didn't you say your aunt left you something? There it was. She did, Emma said carefully. His eyes lit up. That's great. How much? Not much. Every bit helps, right? I mean, if it's enough for a down payment. It's not. His face changed. How do you know? Because the lawyer told me. What exactly did she leave you? Emma set her glass down. Some jewelry. A few personal items. David leaned back, disappointment clear. That's it? That's it. He signaled for the check. The drive home was silent. Emma started noticing things. The way David's phone was always face down. The way he showered as soon as he got home. The perfume smell, faint, floral, not hers, on his collar. She didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, she hired a private investigator. Paid cash. 3 days later, she had photos. David. With a woman. Blonde. Younger. They were at a hotel. Laughing. Kissing in the parking lot. The investigator's report included a name, Jessica Vaughn. Emma looked her up. Jessica worked at David's company. Marketing department. 26 years old. No social media privacy settings. Her most recent post, a photo of a designer handbag. Caption, "When he spoils you 2 hearts." Posted 4 days ago. Emma checked their old joint account transaction history, the one she'd downloaded before David closed it. There it was. A $3,200 charge to Nordstrom. 4 days ago. Emma sat very still. Then she called Gregory Hahn. "I need a divorce attorney," she said. "The best one you know." His name was Richard Kelso. 50-something, shark-eyed, expensive suit. "Tell me everything," he said. Emma did. When she finished, Richard leaned back. "Do you want to destroy him?" "I want what's fair." "Fair is subjective. I'm asking what you want." Emma thought about 9 years. About every time, David made her feel small. Stupid. Paranoid. About the account he closed. About Jessica Vaughn's handbag. "I want him to feel it," she said quietly. Richard smiled. "Then let's begin." They waited. That was the hardest part. Richard insisted. "He doesn't know about the money yet. That's your leverage. The moment he finds out, he'll lawyer up. So we move first." Emma continued playing the role. The worried wife. The woman is desperate to fix her marriage. David bought it. He started coming home earlier. Bought flowers once. Talked about couples therapy. "I think we lost our way," he said one night. "But we can fix this." Emma nodded. "I love you," he said. She said it back. She didn't mean it. 3 weeks later, Richard filed. David was served at work. Emma wasn't there to see his face, but she imagined it. He called her 12 times that afternoon. She didn't answer. He came home raging. "What the fuck is this?" Emma was sitting at the kitchen table. Calm. "Divorce papers. I can see that." "Why, we were fixing things." "No. You were pretending." "Emma, please. I know about Jessica." He went white. "It's not. I have photos." His mouth opened. Closed. It didn't mean anything. The $3,200 handbag didn't mean anything. "How do you," he stopped. "Realized. You've been spying on me. You closed our bank account. What did you expect?" David ran both hands through his hair. Okay. Okay. I fucked up. I know. But we can. No. Emma. I want you out. Tonight. This is my house too. Actually, Richard said from the doorway, "It's not." David spun. "Who the hell are you?" "Richard Kelso. Mrs. Torres's attorney." Emma hadn't even heard him arrive. He must have been waiting outside. Richard walked in, set a briefcase on the table, and pulled out papers. "The house is in your wife's name. Purchased with funds from her inheritance. You have no legal claim." David's face went red. "What inheritance?" Richard smiled. "Sit down, Mr. Torres. We have a lot to discuss." It took an hour to explain. The money. The properties. The investments. With every number, David's face changed. Shock. Disbelief. Rage. 18 million, he finally whispered. You've had $18 million for weeks, and you didn't tell me. Why would I? I'm your husband. You're the man who closed our bank account. Who moved his money somewhere I couldn't access. Who bought his mistress a designer bag with our savings. David stood. You lied to me. I protected myself. This is insane. You can't, he turned to Richard. She can't do this. We're married. That money is half mine. Actually, Richard said, the inheritance was received post-separation. We weren't separated. You closed your joint account and opened an individual one. That's financial abandonment. It establishes separation. And even if it didn't, Mrs. Torres has a prenuptial agreement clause she can invoke. David froze. What prenup? Emma spoke quietly. The one you insisted on before we got married. The one that says any inheritance either of us receives stays separate property. David's face went gray. He'd forgotten. But that was to protect my family money. And now it's protecting mine. He stared at her. You're really doing this? Yes. What about Jessica? You're throwing away 9 years because I made one mistake. It wasn't one mistake. It was every time you made me feel stupid for asking questions. Every time you talked over me. Every time you spent money we didn't have because you were the one who earned it. I gave you everything. You gave me nothing. Silence. David grabbed his phone. Keys. Wallet. My lawyer will be in touch, he said. He can talk to mine. He left. Emma sat very still until she heard his car pull away. Then she started shaking. Richard put a hand on her shoulder. You did the right thing. Why doesn't it feel right? Because you're not built for this. That's why people like him always think they'll win. David's lawyer was aggressive. Loud. Made demands. Richard was quieter. Colder. Methodical. 6 months of back and forth. David tried every angle. The house. The cars. Alimony. Claiming Emma had hidden assets, that she'd planned this. None of it worked. The prenup was ironclad. The inheritance is untouchable. The evidence of adultery is damning. In the end, David got his personal belongings and his car. That was it. Emma kept everything else. The day the divorce was finalized, Emma went to the house where she'd lived with David for 9 years. She walked through it one last time. The bedroom where he used to hold her. The kitchen where they'd had breakfast together. The office where he'd lied to her. She felt nothing. Gregory Hahn had asked what she wanted to do with the inheritance. Invest? Travel? Donate? Emma thought about it for a long time. Then she started a foundation. For women leaving marriages. Women who had nothing. No money, no job, no support. She called it Miriam's house. A year later, Emma was in the grocery store when she saw them. David and Jessica. In the checkout line. Jessica was pregnant. David looked tired. Older. His clothes didn't fit quite right. He saw Emma at the same moment. For a second, something passed between them. Recognition. Regret. Maybe. Jessica followed his gaze. Her hand went protectively to her stomach. David said something to her, Emma couldn't hear, and Jessica smiled. They looked happy. Emma realized she didn't care. She checked out, loaded her groceries, and drove home. She didn't think about David for the rest of the day. Or the day after. Or the day after that. 2 years later, Emma got a call. Mrs. Torres? An unfamiliar voice. Yes. This is County Hospital. David Torres listed you as an emergency contact. He's been in an accident. Emma's stomach dropped. Is he okay? He's stable. But he's asking for you. She shouldn't have gone. But she did. David looked small in the hospital bed. Bandages. Bruises. And for Emma, he breathed. She stayed near the door. What happened? Car accident. Some asshole ran a red light. Where's Jessica? His face changed. Gone. Gone. Left. Took the baby. Said she couldn't do this anymore. His laugh was bitter. Turns out being broke isn't as romantic as she thought. Emma said nothing. I lost my job, David continued. 3 months ago. Things have been hard. I'm sorry. Are you? She considered. I'm sorry you're hurting. I'm not sorry we're divorced. David closed his eyes. I fucked up. I know. Yes. I don't expect you to forgive me. Good. He opened his eyes. Looked at her. Really looked. You're different. Yes. You're stronger. Emma almost laughed. I was always strong. You just never noticed. She turned to leave. Emma. She stopped. Thank you. For coming. She didn't turn around. Take care of yourself, David. She left. In the parking lot, she sat in her car for a long moment. Then she drove home. 5 years after the divorce, Emma was sitting in her office at Miriam's house when a young woman came in. Her name was Sarah. 28. Married for 6 years. He closed our bank account, Sarah said, voice shaking. I don't know what to do. Emma listened. Then she said, let me tell you what you're going to do. Emma never remarried. She had offers. Interested men. Kind. Successful. But she found she didn't need it. She had work. Purpose. Women who needed her. At night, in the house she'd bought with Miriam's money, she sat alone. And she was happy. Not the kind of happiness she'd imagined at 25, when she'd married David. Not the white dress, happy ending happiness. But something quieter. Deeper. The kind of happiness you earn. On what would have been her 15th wedding anniversary, Emma got a letter. No return address. Handwriting she didn't recognize. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Dear Emma. You don't know me. But I know you. My name is Rebecca. I was married to David's father. 30 years ago, he did the same thing to me. Closed our accounts. Left me with nothing. I had no family. No money. I didn't survive it the way you did. I just wanted you to know, I'm proud of you. And I'm sorry I didn't warn you. But you didn't need my warning. You saved yourself. Rebecca. Emma read it 3 times. Then she folded it carefully and put it in a drawer with Miriam's unsent letters. Some things, she thought, you carry forward. The last time Emma saw David was at a coffee shop. She was meeting a donor. He was sitting alone, laptop open, looking for work, probably. Their eyes met. He didn't approach. Neither did she. But for just a moment, she saw it in his face. The understanding of what he'd lost. Not the money. Her. Emma looked away first. She had a meeting to attend. If this story touched you, subscribe so you don't miss the next one.